3 tiny bodies barely breathing, left to vanish into the dust. And my daughter's voice, shaking, raw, cut through the silence like a knife. "Daddy, they're not moving." In that moment, I knew this wasn't just a rescue. It was a test of everything we believed in. The sun had baked the earth into cracked silence, and there they lay, golden fur matted with dirt, ribs rising and falling like whispers against the wind. My chest tightened, not just from fear, but from the crushing weight of knowing someone had walked away from this. Someone had left them here to die, alone, in the middle of nowhere. And now it was up to us, me and my 6-year-old, to decide what kind of people we truly were. If your heart just skipped a beat, hit like. It tells YouTube this story matters. Subscribe so you never miss a moment of hope. And drop a comment. Where in the world are you watching from? We read everyone. The morning had begun like any other in our little valley near the Oregon coast. Soft light spilling over the hills, the air sweet with pine and wild lavender. Mia and I were on one of our quiet walks, just the two of us, boots crunching on dry gravel as we followed the old deer trail behind our house. I taught her to read the land, the bent grass that meant a rabbit passed by, the scratch marks on bark from a climbing raccoon. She carried a small notebook sketching wildflowers and labeling them with careful looping letters. "Daddy," she'd said earlier, pointing to a patch of purple blooms, "do flowers get lonely?" I smiled. Maybe, but they've got bees and rain, and us to notice them. That was the life I'd chosen for her, hands in the dirt, eyes wide with wonder, heart open to the world's quiet magic. Then everything changed. We'd rounded a bend near the dry irrigation ditch when Mia froze. Her hand shot out, trembling. "Look," she whispered. At first I saw only shadows in the dust, but then I saw them. 3 Labrador puppies curled together like fallen leaves, their golden coats dulled by grime and exhaustion. They weren't whimpering, weren't moving, just lying there, eyes half closed, breath so shallow they barely stirred the air. And beside them, hammered into the hard earth, a splintered wooden plank with 3 words painted in shaky black. "Take them if you care enough." The cruelty of it stole my breath. This wasn't neglect, it was a challenge. A dare wrapped in indifference. Mia's eyes filled with tears. "Who would do this, Daddy?" I knelt beside her, my voice low but steady. Someone who forgot how to feel. But we haven't. And that's what matters. As I carefully gathered the smallest pup into my arms, Mia clutched another to her chest, her small fingers gentle as falling petals. On the slow walk back to the truck, her questions came like soft rain. "Are we in time?" she asked, voice cracking. "I don't know, sweetheart," I admitted, "but we're going to act like we are." Then, quieter. "Is it our job to save them?" I stopped walking and looked into her eyes, so wide, so trusting. When you see someone hurting and you can help, your heart doesn't ask if it's your job. It just tells you to try. That's called compassion, Mia, and it's the most important thing we'll ever do. She nodded, chin firm, and whispered to the puppy in her arms, "We've got you now." The drive to town was a blur of dust and desperation. Mia sat in the passenger seat, cradling her pup like a promise, murmuring soft words I couldn't quite hear over the engine's roar. Every bump in the road made my stomach lurch. Were they still breathing? Were we too late? Dr. Rivera met us at the clinic door before I'd even turned off the engine. Within seconds, the puppies were on the exam table, cold, limp, their gums pale. "Severe dehydration, hypoglycemia, critical hypothermia," she said, already inserting IV lines with calm precision. Minutes stretched like hours. Then a miracle. The pup Mia had carried twitched its nose, then let out the faintest whimper. A tear rolled down my cheek. We were in time. Not by much, but enough. That night, our living room became a sanctuary of warmth and whispered hope. Blankets lined a large crate, a heating pad hummed softly beneath, and 4 tiny bottles stood ready for the next feeding. We named them Sunny, River, and Scout. The 4th, the tiniest, we called Grace. Over the next week, their eyes brightened, their tails began to wag, and their weak cries turned into playful yips. Mia never missed a feeding, even at 3 a.m., her small hands steady as she held the bottle. One evening, as Grace curled into the crook of her arm and fell asleep, Mia looked up at me and said, "They know they're loved now, don't they?" I kissed her forehead. "Because of you, they do. We didn't just give them a home, we gave them back their chance." And in return, they reminded us what it means to be human, to see suffering and not look away, to act even when it's hard, to believe that kindness can rewrite a story. Someone left them with a taunt. We answered with love. If this story touched your heart, share it. Comment your country below. Let us know where hope is watching. And remember, you don't need to change the whole world. Just be the person who stops, who stays, who says, not today. Because sometimes all it takes is one choice, one heartbeat of courage to turn despair into a new beginning.